Yo, what's going on guys? It's BDLegend back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about 5 tips to help you improve your game in console Fortnite, guys. Now these 5 tips are specialized for console only. Now it may help you in PC in some aspects, but this is especially helpful for console players. So hopefully these tips can help you out and help you get better at your game. Now the first tip I have for you guys, I've mentioned this in previous videos as well, is to have the same weapon configuration, guys. So that means in the bottom of your screen, when you have your weapon set up in a specific order, have the same order in every game. Now obviously you might not have a sniper in every game, but I'd recommend having, a specific slot for your AR and your shotgun and maybe your meds, since those are things that you generally have every single game. For me personally, the sniper is my first slot, the AR is my second slot, the shotgun is my third slot, and then usually I have grenades or a couple of meds or special weapons like the rocket launcher or the grenade launcher. Whatever your configuration is, make sure it is the same, and this is crucial guys because you need to know what weapons you're going to be switching to at what time, and you don't want to mess up and pull out the wrong weapon when you need, say, a shotgun or an AR. Moving on to the second tip guys, it is the tracking and the sensitivity. Now generally you don't want to have a high sensitivity for your aim down the sight sensitivity. Now if you don't know what that means, go to your settings right now, and what you can see is that there's 2 or 3 different types of sensitivities. The first one is the sensitivity look around. Now generally I say have this around 5 or 6. It's good to have a higher one because you can actually build a lot faster by looking around, and now that you can actually hold the build button, it can help you when you're building structures like the 1x1. Your aim down the sight sensitivity should be lower, and what this is basically when you're aiming down using a weapon guys, what the sensitivity is. Now you want this to be lower so that you can track your opponents. My general tip is to make sure it's something that you're comfortable with. If you see yourself overshooting while you're aiming down the sights, then your sensitivity is too high. But if you see yourself struggling to follow enemies, your aiming down the sights sensitivity is too low. So make sure your ADS sensitivity is definitely something that you're comfortable with, and then it'll help you when you use things like the AR to track down opponents to be able to get a lot of easy kills. That being said, the scope sensitivity should be a little bit higher, and this is generally because, as a sniper you want to get ahead of your opponent, so you want to make sure that your sensitivity is faster than people can run in front of you. So because of that, you want to have a higher scope sensitivity, so low ADS sensitivity and a higher scope sensitivity. The third tip I have for you guys is to never stop building. The difference maker in this game between good players and great players guys is the fact that they can build a lot better. You need to learn how to be able to double ramp, and how to be able to build 1x1s, and how to be able to build structures to get on top of your opponent and get just easy kills. If you're going into a gunfight one-on-one, you're just basically putting it up to chance on who gets the headshots and who gets the shots off first. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to build and then get back on top of your opponent so that you can destroy them from there. One structure that I highly recommend you know how to build is the 1x1. Now the faster you can build the 1x1 is the better. Especially in solo games, you can just go inside the circle, start building the 1x1 out of break, and it puts you in a great position to be able to take people out with the different weapons that you have, and it makes you harder to hit as a person, and it also makes people think twice before they start approaching you. The fourth tip I have for you guys is learning how to use the AR. Now the most useful weapon in the entire game in my opinion is the AR. This is not just because it's available at every turn, but it's also very versatile and it's really easy to get kills with the AR. However, most players don't actually use the AR correctly. What you want to do is you want to get a height advantage and then just knock people with the AR. It's really hard to be able to kill somebody with an AR when they're above you. So what you want to do is you want to build up high, generally with a 1x1 or maybe a 2x1, and then you want to just knock people as they approach your base or as they even come close to your base. The AR can do a lot of damage, and if you can get headshots with the AR, you'll be able to down people really quickly. Because the AR is such a staple in this game guys, I recommend that you guys learn how to use the AR properly before you move on to anything else, and that itself should improve your game tremendously. The last tip I have for you guys is a little bit more advanced, but it's called the loot trail. Now what you want to do is you want to land in places where you have a good loot trail. Now the best place with the best loot trail is Lonely Lodge, and you guys may be wondering why this is the best place to land. Because from Lonely Lodge you could go to Wailing Woods, you can go to this crates area, you can go to a trailer park, you can go to Retail Row, you can go to a bunch of other places guys where you can get a lot more chests than you actually bargained for by landing in just one place. The second best place you could go to is this one place by Flush Factory. If you land in Flush Factory, actually, you can go to that place by Flush Factory, which has a lot of chests, and then move up from there and get a lot more chests on the way. By far, the best place so far is Lonely Lodge because of the different amount of chests and the different places that you can go to. There's also a shrine there, which increases the number of chests by possibly 3, guys. So it's very significant that you get all these chests, so you increase your chance of getting better weapons before you get into any gunfights. And that is all the tips that I have for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and these tips help you become a better player. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next week in the live streams and the videos. I'm BDLegend and I'm out.